Okay, everybody, hello, 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 hello. Okay, we are live, and I'm so sad. This is gonna be the final Severance live until the next season, unless we're gonna find some topics to discuss. And yes, I will have something to drink while we talk. So, how are you, everybody? How is it going on? How is the final episode of season 2 treating you? So meanwhile, let's show me of the whole screen. And okay, so what are we going to do today? Like my previous live stream, we were talking like 65% about me for some reason and like 35% about Severance. So today I want to change it. Today I want to talk to you only about Severance. I want to talk everything that we can, like all of the theories, all of the information, all of the emotions. Maybe we're gonna watch something together, maybe not necessary. We don't have to watch anything. Maybe just gonna come up. My main focus is to talk to you about the episode and to listen to you, to listen to the chat and to see what do you have to say. Maybe you have some kind of a questions, ideas. We're gonna discuss them together. We're gonna check everything together. Why not? Why the hell not? We just get together for like a week, once a week. So let's do this. Let's do it. Okay. Okay. Okay, and let me open up the live chat in front of my eyes. My vision is not perfect, so my second screen is a bit far and the light is blinding me, so it's difficult to read. So I'm opening it on my primary screen. No sound, no needed sound. The thumbnail, Igor, you're crazy, lol. I'm glad you like the thumbnail. I was talking to the guy that makes me the thumbnails, and I was like, I want to do something special. Like, do you have any idea? And like, I sent him the image of Mark, and I was like, what can we do with that? And he was like, yeah, let me think about it. And when he's saying, let me think about this, I know it's gonna take a couple of hours. And it's not like I'm bashing him or something like this. He's freaking amazing. But I was like, maybe I should do myself here also, because live stream, most of the live you're still seeing me, so kind of made sense to put me also on the image. So looks like some vessel sharing is going on. Beautiful thumbnail. The thumbnail though, I'm dead. Hilarious thumbnail. Okay, so the thumbnail is good. Okay, I'm seeing the comments. People are enjoying the thumbnail. It's already good. Sorry, as usual, I'm coughing. Nothing changes in that area. Right away, before somebody thinks like, what are we talking about? Please, people in the chat, start already writing some questions, some theories, what we didn't get an answer for. Like, I read this amazing comment under my video, and it kind of made a lot of sense. Like, Irving, maybe he was talking to Helena in the payphone. And this is why, like, this is the moment I was angry about what I was reviewing episode 9. I was like, why would they send Bert to eliminate Irv? This is like the only person that has a chance not finishing the job. Everybody else, literally everybody else, will finish the job. They will kill Irv and the problem will go away. But they decided to send Irving there. I thought to myself, this is just basically because, you know, story, and it's supposed to happen because Irving's supposed to survive. But what if it's actually Helena? What if Helena is actually working undercover to undermine her death somehow, to undermine the whole Severance process? Because especially after she was forced to be, you know, like to come back to this place after, you know, Heli R tried to kill her, I think she even has even more reasons to stop this severed floor, stop this whole process. Maybe she wants to put Lumon on track of being a normal company that basically cares only about profits and not about killing goats. And this is why she's working with Irv, and this is why she sent Bert to take care of him, because he is the only one who's not gonna finish the job. She can count on him not finish the job. So I think it's kind of interesting. Obviously, there, if you want to nitpick, you can, but I love this idea. So this is exactly what I do from this live stream. I want to talk to you about all of those little details, all of those little questions. So go ahead, write everything. I'm going to start in the chat, and I'm going to go hopefully chronologically and hopefully not miss any comment. I'm such a bad businessman. Like right now, I'm supposed to be like, I'm not going to read your chat unless you pay me money. But anyway, guys, as usual, donations wise, anybody who feels like they want to do it, it's more than welcome. It's absolutely appreciated. Other than that, everybody else, I will try to get an answer. I'll try to answer your question. I will try to give as much attention to everybody. Okay, so let's motherfucking go. Okay. How's everyone doing today? What an ending that was. The ending was perfect. Absolute perfection. I'm still gonna put, I think my favorite episode of this season was 7. I think I watched it, I told you, like already 4 or 5 times. It was just, everything about this episode was perfect. There was not even a single second that I was not completely engaged, like I was in the screen with the heroes. But we have also 4 that was a masterpiece. The finale was a masterpiece. What a blast of a season. And people already accusing me of like being, you know, like a shield for this TV show. Like I'm always finding excuses for the writers. Like it's not like I was not bashing them for episode 5 and for episode 9. When I have something to criticize, I'm obviously criticizing. But then again, like still, I cannot ignore how freaking amazing where 7, 4, and 10 were. They were like, yeah, very, very good. Okay, Hypno agreed. It's a lovely day. Hey, hello, hello. Hi from Poland. Hi to you, Anna, too. I would love to visit Poland one day. Got this on the phone. Season 1, episode 9 in another. Hi, I was just rewatching. I'm obsessed still. One of my favorite shows ever. Agreed. I cannot believe that it took so much time for people to convince me to watch this show. I was watching the ads and I was like, what? It was like the people sitting in the office. Why is it? It's like probably, you know, it's like some kind of a satire on an office life. And I love Office with Steve Carell, and I didn't want to watch another one. And then I was convinced finally, and yeah, and season 1 was very good. Season 1 was very good. Season 2 was an absolute masterpiece. And I'm so sad because like we had this amazing period of first we had From, then right away From didn't finish, and we had Silo, and Silo was over, and we had like a break of half a second, and we had Severance, and now it's like we have some good TV shows in April. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Last of Us. Maybe I'm gonna do some videos about Andor, even though I'm not a Star Wars geek. I love the universe, but I cannot like tell you like the usual videos that I'm seeing on Star Wars content. It's like, and this star speeder is actually ZB-1025, which you could have seen in the comic book from 1964. There was no Star Wars in 1964. Anyway, you know exactly what I'm saying. And I cannot bring that kind of an input, but season 1 of Andor was absolutely amazing, and hopefully season 2 is not going to be a letdown. So yep, hopefully that. And also Black Mirror, even though their last season was a bit weird and I didn't really find anything to analyze there, but there are some interesting heroes coming back from previous seasons. So hopefully something interesting is going to be there too. But none of these TV shows is nothing like Severance, nothing like From. This is not a mystery box TV shows. Last of Us is one of my favorite stories, but there's no mystery there. Like, you know exactly what's going to happen. So, yeah, nothing to find her. Yeah, so sad. I'm so sad. So, hi Igor, it was an awesome finale. Yeah, kind of sad, kind of not. I agree, but we're gonna have to stay positive. There is a lot to discuss. There is a lot of unanswered questions. What's with the cars? Why the whole world is weird? Why do we have old cars, new phones? What's going on with the whole severed, not the severed floor, the hell floor? Like if Mark was refining Gemma, who were the subjects of Dylan, Heli R, and Irving, like all of the other offices, who are they refining? How is Lexington Letter is connected to all this? How the whole situation when you finish the file and suddenly there is an explosion in New York, how does that work? Like something, there's so many questions, so many unanswered theories that we can still discuss. So it's like when I finished reading The Wheel of Time, which is 14 books, and each book is like the length of a family life. The first time I finished all the 14 books, on the same day, I started to reread it from the first one because I was not ready to let go, and I'm not ready to let go of Severance. So this is exactly what we're doing, and we're gonna talk and enjoy and share some emotions, ideas, and feelings. Yes, that's exactly what we're gonna do today. Hanging in there, my Audi is being a pain. Lol, you should, yeah, this is an Innie revolution. Audis are outside, that's it, they're gonna have to wait. Innies are what's hip right now. I have some messages in Russian here. Привет, Игорь. Привет и тебе. Everybody who's watching and don't understand Russian, somebody said to me hello, and I said to them hello back. Okay, fantastic. We can always find something. No, chat. Don't jump. I hate it when it happens. Like I'm like scrolling and suddenly the chat is like jumping to the lowest part. Hi from Germany. Heartbroken that Severance is over for now. Heli or Helena at the end? Obviously Heli. No doubt in my mind. People are discussing the look that she gave to Gemma. I mean, you kind of forget that Heli is not a big fan of Audis at all. In general, every Audi is a representation of Helena in her mind. They are the enemy. And being in this moment, seeing Gemma, it was like, yeah, bitch, he picked me. You should go away. This was all there was. It's not like I don't believe that it was Helena there. That was intentionally Helena, especially if you listen to the podcast with BenStiller, how he was filming this moment. He was choking up. Everybody was choking out. He was crying and everybody was super emotional. Why? Because Helena was there faking it, that she's Heli R. If that was their intention, nobody would choke up, nobody would cry in this moment. They were all crying because it's emotional, because it's Heli R and Mark, and this is like the pinnacle of their life story. They're together for the last couple of seconds, and this moment is an eternity for them. This is why it's emotional, not because it's like Helena is there, planning things. She's like, ooh, I'm gonna do again some sexy time with Mark S. Because I'm gonna get pregnant. I'm so glad nobody got pregnant in this season. I was so afraid of this. I was like, please don't get pregnant. And everybody like, yeah, she's gonna get pregnant. It's gonna be Helena and Heli fighting for the kid. And it's gonna be like, Marco, can you please tell me it's my kid? No, Helena, I don't love you anymore. I wanna be with Heli. Oh, please, no, I don't. So glad it didn't happen. I'm so freaking glad it didn't happen. And yep. But it doesn't mean it's not going to happen in season 3. But if there were hints, it probably would be something more. Like there would be, the cliffhanger would be Heli R running with her belly like, oh, I think I'm having some morning sickness or something like this. So yeah, no pregnancy, no Helena there hiding and plotting something. Good. We're sticking to the story of Mark, Gemma, Heli R, Helena, all of this love. I don't know, it's definitely not a triangle, it's a hexagon already, probably. Yes, so good morning, humans. Fantastic, we can always find something to discuss regarding Severance. Absolutely. Okay, definitely Heli. Yeah, the chat agrees with me, definitely Heli. I overslept my nap, lol. I'll be back in a little bit with some coffee. Anyone need anything from the kitchen? Kids, what's for dinner? That's the only thing I have to say for that. Brit confirmed it. I think it doesn't even need a confirmation, but good that she confirmed it. Of course, it's Heli. What Molly just said. What did she confirm? Fine, make it 3, please. I love that they went with the results that are unique to the themes of the show. Also, all of us were so focused on the mystery, we never spoke about how Innie Mark wouldn't go along with their plans. I mean, like the whole season is about their autonomy. It is about, Innies basically taking charge of their own life. They were always an appendix like an appendage, as Mr. Kier Egan would have said, to the Audis. They are an extension of them. As Helena said in season 1, you are not a real person, we are, and we've seen them rebel against that. And the whole conversation between Marx, Innie, and Audi, this is like, once again, this is the ultimate moment of this. This is seen for the first time somebody who you were told all your life, all of your existence, that he is, he is amazing. You remember the wellness session? How the wellness session goes. Your Audi, he's like, doing flip-flops, and he's amazing, and he swims in a swimming pool with his arms, and all of the Innies were like, oh my god, my Audi is so amazing. And then this moment finally happens for Mark S. He's like talking to Mark Scout. You remember his smile? The first time he sees, he's like, oh my god, it's like, this is an amazing moment from this. Is like Jesus Christ coming from this, from the sky, and suddenly tells you, like, you were right all along in your religion. And then Mark starts to listen to Mark Scout, and Mark Scout is like, oh kids, I'm so glad you had so much fun with your Helena. By the way, your little romance is not something that is even remotely comparable to my real love with Gemma there. Like, take your emotions that you felt there, little boy, to Heli R, to Helena girl, and you have to multiply it by hundreds of arguments and passion and blah blah blah. I just want to save my wife. I don't want to sound like I'm trying to make Mark Scout, Mark's Audi, as a dick. No, he obviously tries to save his wife, and most of the time he was talking normally to, but he was also very infantilizing him, and this is what Mark felt, the Innie Mark felt, and this is why he rebelled against this. He was like, yeah, you are asking me to sacrifice my own life, sacrifice my love, because you are the main person. And this is what we felt through, we've seen this through the whole season. They were, rebelling to get in charge of their own life. And this is what exactly he does in the end of the episode. This is exactly why he chooses Heli. Because this is his life, and even if it's like another 10 minutes or another 5 minutes, he wants to spend it with somebody he loves. I mean, this is poetic. This is beautiful. Yeah, I'm shilling for the TV show. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'm shilling for this TV show. If there is a TV show that people would, shill for it, I think I understand the word correctly, by the way. I'm not 100% sure. I think shill is like basically, like only complimenting something. So yeah, if this is the case, if there's a TV show that deserves this, it's Severance, because it's freaking awesome. And yeah, there's something to criticize, but when you want to praise moments in Severance, they are, it's not like, okay, that was nice. It's more like, this was fucking fantastic. Okay, so moving on in the chat, that it was Heli. Yeah, talk about Mark's hit on the face. The hit was amazing. Like the whole the whole moment. I'm surprised they didn't talk about this in the podcast, because it really felt like he really hit him. Like there was some touching there of the from face to face. There was a connection there. And since he was throwing him on the wall, and Mark, even like Adam Scott, got a concussion there from this moment. So yeah, maybe there was even a punch thrown there, but the whole punch was so funny, because like, you've seen fights, maybe you even fought in your life. When you fight and you want to hit somebody, even if you know how to fight, you're still gonna throw your weight to the punch, because the power, it doesn't come from the hand, it comes from the hip. So the movement, usually, even if you're guarding yourself, it's still gonna be, you want to make some damage, you're gonna move your hip with your arm to throw some weight behind your punch. But the Drummond punch, it was more like, like killing a bug. It was like, that's it. It was so funny. And this is what I love about this show. All of the funny moments, they're not obviously funny. This is not a pie in your face funny, which is also funny, by the way. I'm not hating or something like this. But what I love about this TV show is the punch is funny. Okay, Mr. Milchik running from Dylan, like he's, you know, like he's a road runner in Looney Tunes. That was freaking funny. Drummond biting one in the elevator because the Severance chip was switched. That was freaking funny. And on the paper, it's not necessarily funny, but the way it was done in this show, I mean, BenStiller really is a comic genius in my mind. And it's a very sophisticated, but it's also laughing out loud moments. It's not like, oh, it's sophisticated, let's all, you know, put our monocles and laugh at it together. It's sophisticated, but it's also like falling on the floor laughing your ass off from this moment. This is what I really love about this show. I love a lot of things about this show, but this is one of the moments, this is one of the aspects of this show that I really, really enjoy. That it makes me think and then laugh. Okay. Okay, the ending scene was definitely blow-minding. I agree, Gal. It was everything about this episode was blow-minding. Okay. Definitely Helly, the show already did that. That Helena thing, obviously they're not gonna do it again. I agree with you, Joy Vive. That was me. Helena was Irvin's call. Yes, Molly, thank you so much. I apologize. I don't remember. I'm bad with names. So when I'm saying something and I'm like giving credit to some of the commentators under the video, if it's you, let me know it's you, because it helps me to start to remember people. Like some of the people in the live stream I already recognize, because this is definitely not my first live stream and I'm seeing the same people many times. But sometimes it will take just a little more time to remember, but it helps. It helps. Okay, so something called Harbor is the model name of the crib, the one that Mark took apart. Yeah, I've seen this. People already sent it to me in the live in my Telegram chat. Yeah, I've seen it. Obviously, there was a big hint that somehow everybody missed, which is like, how did I miss that? But then again, I don't think it still doesn't really fit in my logical brain that the name of the file was called Harbor because of the creep. Because then again, why the name of the file Allentown? Why there are other names? Why Sienna? Why Tumwater? Like, can we check the room with the Christmas ornaments? Is the Christmas tree has the name Allentown under it? I think it's just way more than that. I think it's just, you know, like the creators were hinting, hoping that somebody maybe will notice. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. I'm seeing in the chat the moment when the what's his face? The booga 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 guy, the Jay Megan, yeah, Jay Megan guy, when he was like, oh, fuck. And then, fuck. The first fuck was actually way more funny than when he was screaming already. The first time I was like really laughing, and the second one was just enjoying it. Like, yeah, you bitch, yeah, you should feel bad. And what do you guys think about this, guys and girls? I mean, if the whole point of the Cold Harbor was to create this new chip that is gonna have those amazing barriers that's not gonna be unpenetrable. So yeah, like for example, you are building your new iPhone 17, and if the test is gonna be good, then you're gonna have your iPhone 17, whatever it is, like new technology that's gonna be good for your company. And suddenly it doesn't work. Will you be reacting that way? You'll be like, yeah, no, fuck, like everything is ruined? I think not. So I think there's way more to Lumon's plan than just creating this new server chip. I mean, the purpose of this chip is definitely not just, you know, be good Severance or nice Severance with good barriers, unpenetrable barriers. It's probably something that they want to do with this chip that's gonna give them more control, more whatever, more like, not more money. I don't think they're like fucking her. I don't think they're like already too much into like getting more money. They're obviously a corporation, but we haven't seen in 2 seasons them chasing money, you know, like it's not presented to us like as their main goal. They're a cult, they want to sacrifice goats, they want to do some waffle parties, and money is just a tool to achieve that. So I think it's something way more. I think they looking for some kind of a control, something more with the chip than just, you know, like new barriers. It sounds a little bit, you know, like anticlimactic. So, sub homies, I see a lot of cool peeps on the chat. Definitely, we have already almost 200 people, which is amazing. And everybody here is super cool. I think I'm very lucky having people that are super cool coming to my live streams. Yep. I truly thought she smirked at Gemma at the end, but I guess not. She did smirk at the end. She's not even smirked. She's like more giving her like a look, like, bite it. That's it. That's my homeboy. She's not gonna go with you now. But it's not because she's Helena. It's because Heli R doesn't like Audis. That's it. This was just, like there's just some competition for Mark guy. By the way, Mark. I mean, we have like Alexa girl. We have Gemma, who is a hottie. We have Heli R, who is a crush for life. And we have Helena. It's like 4 people already. And poor Dylan couldn't even get one. So what's going on? I mean, Mark should just too much, boy. Too much, man. It's like he is a player. He looks like he's like, I'm just a nice guy, but he's a player. No, it was Helena. No, it wasn't Helena. Hi Igor, it's bittersweet to talk about this amazing series finale. I only watched it once. It definitely needs multiple views because I'm sure there's clues to think we thought were left unanswered. I agree. I 100% agree. But I also don't think like this episode has that many clues. But still, there's definitely things that we missed. I mean, how many times I've rewatched episode 7 and I didn't notice the name of the creep? Didn't paying attention to that. I was not even thinking about this. Like, it's a generic box from IKEA, probably. This is what they did there. I would never imagine that they put something on the box of the creep, and I was wrong. So yeah, we should rewatch this many more times. Okay, Helena went hard with killing Irv, but she was actually looking out for Irv. Yes, I love your theory, Molly. I think it's great. Undercover Helena is an idea I love. Heli would not just watch Gemma, Miss Casey yelling and screaming in the doorway and just run off with Mark. Yes, she did. She would. Like, she doesn't like Audis. Why would she do this? I mean, I kind of, the only thing that kind of bothered me, I know it would be less romantic and less, poetic, but you like knock on the door and tell her like, look, go find police. I'm not really your husband. You see this girl behind me? I'm in love with her. But don't worry. At some point, they're gonna switch the Severance floor and you're gonna see your husband. It's okay. Run, hide, girl. But give me 10 minutes because I just want to spend some time with the person I love. I'm kidding, of course, but he could have said something. And don't wait her, to be so heartbroken. I think Irving could be contacting Petey. We know Irving mentioned that he hadn't heard from that person on the other line. I don't know how Petey is still in the conversation. He is dead. He is very much dead. Like if somebody goes to your brain and takes away the chip from your brain and then you get buried after that, you're dead. Nah, not gonna help you. Nothing's gonna help you there. I think I like the idea of Mark actually passing Cold Harbor test when he chose Heli instead of his Audi wife. This means the barrier is strong enough. Look, there is a lot of to criticize here. Like the whole reintegration process didn't reach any conclusion in this season. We started reintegration in episode 3 and nothing happened but some glimpses. That's it. This is the only thing that happened from reintegration. And Mark is there, hasn't like his chip is flooded with some liquid, doesn't really affect him at all. Like nothing happened. I hope they're gonna like in season 3 they're gonna come back to it. Actually, one of my subscribers in the Russian channel, he wrote an idea that like there's gonna be a rebellion in the Severance floor, and we have seen already glimpses of it with Dylan leading, the alpha male leading everybody there, and Mark is gonna be one of the leaders of the rebellion. They're gonna like stay there, and we remember from Petey's map there is a place where people live. They might live here there, so maybe they're gonna like try to build some defenses, and they're gonna be like, no, nobody's gonna touch us, and then their integration is gonna start hitting hard Mark's Innie, and this is how it's gonna be resolved, maybe. But I kind of like the idea. By the way, the guy who designed the t-shirts that you can buy on my store, he was the one writing me this message. Just want to give credit to him. Okay, also Helena has high-level info but not easy access to the building without surveillance. Yeah, we have seen that she doesn't really have too much of a choice. Like when she didn't want to come back to the servers floor, she was forced to do this by Board and Drummond and Natalie. So it's not like she's already a CEO, all-powerful, and she can do whatever she wants. Haley has just told Mark to fight for Gemma. Okay. And he did. Look, I mean, the guy freaking risked his life. He was almost killed by Drummond. He basically ruined everything that happens in the only place he knows how to live in. And he saves her. Eventually, he saves her. He lets her go outside. Let a guy have some 10 minutes with the person he loves. It's okay. You can wait. You waited for 2 years. Wait for another couple of minutes. I mean, like, their love story also deserves some conclusion and some, hopefully, ending, maybe even a little bit happy. No, nobody feels like, I don't understand this, like, when people are angry at Mark at this moment, like, you don't have any feelings to him and to his love to Helly, like nothing, like he's not a person to you. This is like, I don't understand this. I like the idea. Okay, I really want to hear if you feel if the Innies are doomed or if there is some type of possibility of them getting to have the future of existence that they desire. Have you seen one of the first movie in the Cornetto trilogy? I don't know how it's called in English. Zombie Sean. Okay, Cornetto. 1 second. 3 flavors Cornetto. Why is it giving me fuck? Shaun of the Dead, yeah. So Shaun of the Dead, it's an old movie. I'm sorry for spoiling it for you. It's not like a mystery movie or something like this. But there is an ending there where the main hero, he's like spending time with his if you don't want to listen right now, you don't want this movie to be spoiled, like for the next 20 seconds do this, or skip if you're watching a recording. So Shaun of the Dead, in the end, he's like sitting with his friend, and his friend is a zombie, and he's basically put him on chains, and they're playing PlayStation together. So maybe there is something like that. I mean, maybe there is some kind of a existence where everybody accepts that you're gonna live half alive, and sometimes you're gonna switch to your Audi, and sometimes you're gonna switch to your Innie, and this is how it's gonna happen. I know it sounds a little bit far-fetched, but and I'm pretty sure we're not gonna have like a happy ending in the end of the show. It's not the theme, not the vibe of this show. But I also don't think it's gonna be like Game of Thrones ending, where everybody dies and it's very, very sad. Let's all cry together. So I think it's gonna be somewhere in the middle. It's gonna be a bittersweet ending. Maybe like Haley and Mark and everybody else, they're just gonna accept, the Innies are gonna accept that their life is over, and they're gonna look at it and get just really happy for that. I don't know, but I'm once again I'm giving confidence to the creators that they're not gonna disappoint. That was Helena with Glasgow blog that her father turned on to get Mark back. No. Okay. Damn, that would be awesome. Victoria, I like the Mark actually passing called Darba when he chose Helena. No, that way the evil guy would not run like this. By the way, very funny run there he had. And what do you guys think he was, what did he mean when he said you're gonna kill them all? He was talking about all of the Innies, like if you're gonna rescue Gemma, they're gonna shut the place down and all of the Innies are gonna die, or you're gonna kill them all, you're gonna kill all of Gemma's personalities, all of 25 of them. I want to know where choreography and merriment department was. I mean, We still don't know what is WN and CL departments, and we're probably never gonna know. And this place is huge. We were talking about this, I think, in episode 1 or episode 2. I think episode 1. When Milchik is taking Dylan to a secret room in his office, I was like, yeah, this place... Oh, shit. Camera thought for a second I'm becoming Saint or something. It gave me Halo. So sorry for that. It's an automatic, so it does its own measures and settings. Anyway, what I was talking about. Yeah, so, and then we have seen Drummond there just pushing on the wall, and there is a room there to killing goats because fuck Lumon. And like, think about this, how many options it gives to the creators and to the Lumon itself for so many different rooms, so many different locations that are completely hidden to us. So yeah, there's probably a lot of different departments there. But you've seen it probably that when Dylan is reading his Audi's message to him, the break room is empty already. There are no more computers, no more screens, no more posters. So basically Lumon was ready to shut the whole floor down. Once again, why would you want to do this? If you have one perfect chip and you extract it from Gemma, then you replicate it. You don't need anything else. Maybe the chip this is not going to be perfect and you're going to have MDR again. I mean, there is a lot of questions that I hope have an answer for other than just, like, just because. Okay. Likes are free. So yeah, 242 people are watching and we have 59 likes. Okay, everybody. Press that like button. I've been told it helps. And I refreshed the image and now I'm missing some comments. Shit! Feculence. Vessel sharing feculence. Okay. What could the revolving that Jay mentioned in season 1 mean? I don't know, it reminds me of an episode of Star Trek where Dina's mom was falling for a guy from a planet where they do euthanasia at age of 60. I don't know, but the revolving kinda implies death. I think it's the implication. Or maybe it's, switching one CO to another CO. I don't know. They're like... I don't think, though, that he wants Helena. He doesn't really want Helena anymore to be next to him during his revolving. He wants Heli R to be next to him during his revolving. Because she's the one that has Kier's fire in her. And Helena, he doesn't really like her. Sally said she wishes they had more time. And Mark said he wanted to live with her. So Mark S. Audi already had time with Gemma. So now it's his turn to have time with who he loves. I 100% agree. I really wanted the many Milchik theory to be real, but seeing him sprint everywhere all the time is so funny. There's a theory of there's like many Milchiks, like a lot of clones for Milchik. No, there can be only one Milchik. Give me a second, everybody. Okay. 1 second, I just want to post my video in Russian, my review. It's a bit late, but I'm gonna have different things to do tomorrow. For fuck's sake. Here we go. Yeah, I'm with you. Brie talks about that look she gives on the podcast. Her intent was not to be smug. Okay, Gemma said we have to go home. Laughing my ass off. You can go home. I mean, the song and these lines. Yes, I agree. Very emotional. They really setting out the wonder team of Regabi, Devon, Cobel, and Gemma as girl busters who will free Mark. I don't really trust Cobel yet. Even though she was very sincere when she said, I care for you, I still don't know what she means by that. one, as I told you, just like with, her Gemma being pregnant, sorry, not Gemma, Helena being pregnant from Mark. I'm not a big fan of all of the telenovelas. Like, we were separated during birth. I gave you and your sister 2 halves of a medallion, and now I am Miss Cobel. Want to take you with me? I'm your mother. Oh my God, Marco. But maybe, yeah, there is something there. Maybe there is something in the theory. So I don't know, but like, you can interpret it very simple, just like by her, like, I started to care for Mark during our time while we were working there, and I was like watching him suffering, missing Gemma, and I started to care for him. And we've seen all of the signs that she cared for him, how many times she gave him the wellness session in season 1. And I really hope it's not because she's his mother, because like the age difference between 2 actors is 4 years. So I don't know. It's okay. What else? Petey dead. Yeah, Petey is dead. Dylan gonna get major tank after he manhandled that vending machine. Those lady band members are gonna be all hot and bothered. Yeah, I kinda agree. Dylan is the alpha male. I don't know about the ladies, but I was definitely hot and bothered there. Like, this moment was epic. The whole episode was epic. But then, like, Dylan is like once again ruining Milchik's day. I mean, Milchik is already probably hating this guy. Like, every time Milchik is about to become, get a promotion because I'm gonna be so successful, suddenly Dylan is there to ruin his day. And we get a donation. Thank you so much. $5. No message. No message. Oh, okay, thank you for the donation. Thank you so much. I wish there was a message there. But then I could answer it. But thank you anyway. Okay. Dylan gonna get major. That's alright. The overtime contingency protocol could allow Haley to replace Helena since Jane likes her better. Yeah. But they need to make a new overtime contingency, the one that you can just push a button and it works, instead of, like doing the Van Damme split there in the control room. To be fair, all of them have big investment in Mark. James, not Jane. Fuck him. He doesn't deserve for me to pronounce his name correctly. Civil War Severance floor. Yeah, Civil War is gonna be there. Yeah. Okay, we have a donation with a message. Oh my God, we have a celebrity in the house here. Darren is here. So happy to see you, man. I'm always happy to talk to you and seeing you here. And by the way, like, donation is, thank you so much. Appreciate it a lot. So let's read what Darren wrote to us. If you're not familiar with From, you should know that Darren is the goat of From theories. Like, I consider myself pretty much an expert in From, but I still look up to Darren. So always happy to see you here, mate. Always happy. Do you think the board is the hive mind of dead Egans who froze their brains and Gemma is the body they wanted to share? I'm inclining more to agree on the first part. Second part, less. I think less. There is something about the board. I mean, when we have the conversation in season 1, when like Cobel is screaming, "Is the board even there?" She gets an answer like, "Yes." And this voice, it's either Kier or James. They both don't know how to talk. They both have like really fucked up voice pipes there. So they're both, when they talk, they're like, "Hey, baby, I wanna watch you how you eat eggs now, please." Sorry, that was too much. And then we have a conversation between Drummond, Natalie, and Helena when they're like telling her, "We don't want to say anything to your father, but the board is the one who wants you to go to the severed floor. So they are two separate entities. So board is definitely talking to Natalie. So there is maybe some kind of like a shared conscience, maybe the hive mind. I like this theory. It kind of works, and once again, it gives more weight and more understanding to the whole, like, Lumon is a cult thing. There's a lot of parallels between that and Scientology. We've talked about this. So, but Gemma is the body they wanted to share. I don't know about this. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure then the creator has some idea in his mind, and it has to be more than just, as I said, like, it has to be more than just a new chip, a new, more improved chip. Nah, boring. It has to be something more than that. And the whole theme of history and living, and Kier Egan was pretty resentful talking about his death, like he didn't want to die, he didn't accept that his time is over. So yeah, there is something there, but I don't know if Gemma is the body that they wanted to share. Maybe she is the chip, her chip is going to be put in somebody else's body, and that way, I don't know, like, so far I cannot connect all the dots, but I like the idea of the board is the hive mind of the dead Egans. Yeah, okay, how do I come back to the main chat? Yeah, I come back to the main chat. Lucky tunnel that you follow. Okay. Has realized something were Bert's husband. At this point, we never get to see him again. I don't think we're gonna have to see him again. He was there to serve a certain purpose, and that's it, probably. But I don't know. If you rewind back like 2 months and you ask me what's gonna happen in season 2, I'm probably gonna guess like 5%. So I have no idea where they're gonna take us in season 3, and I'm really happy about this. What I like about this TV show, it's definitely unexpected. And it's not also, I have to put like an explanation, an extension to that notion. It's not also like a Game of Thrones unexpected, where at some point they were just, they really just wanted to subvert everybody's expectations. That's all they wanted to do. They didn't care about the story. They just want to subvert somebody's expectation. Your expectations were subverted. Yeah, I was expecting a good story and I didn't get one, so my expectations were really subverted. So yeah, they're still giving us a very good story, which is way more important than just to be surprised. Okay, like a tunnel that you follow to a tunnel of its own, down a hole of a cavern. Yeah, that's the lyrics from the song. There's already theory that there was a rebellion in the past. It was suggested, you remember in season 1 when Milchik was showing the image of, the rebellion of OD, the rebellion of MDR, but it kind of implied it's just something they invented to make the two departments separated. Which also a little bit, sounds a little bit, like, if you really want departments to be separated, you can do it by just, building walls between both of them, between two departments. So, okay, so yeah, moving on. Do we think that Cobel is still sus? I know she was helping in the end, but does she have a bigger plan? Yeah, obviously. And my reasoning for that is that Cobel is not a character that's going to be reduced to the ally that just helps. That's just, like, I'm here to give you some information. You are the main hero. I'm your Gandalf. I'm going to tell you how to go from point A to point B. Nah, she's going to have enough agency. And in order for her to have enough agency, she needs to have her own plans other than, just, I'm here to help Mark. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that Cobel has some plans there. Okay, anyone talking about the fact that they didn't get all the ceremony stuff ready to go the day before when Mark called out, even though he was supposed to have finished Cold Harbor the day before? Yeah, I think it's just on the part of the creators, something they missed. I don't think there's a bigger meaning there other than just, it doesn't really make sense. All of the rituals were supposed to be prepared already in episode 9. $5 from Sarah L. Thanks for all your reviews and theories. Where is Rickon? Has he just been looking after the baby all this time? Probably. I mean, somebody's supposed to look for the baby. And what kind of bugs me is that Devon was really thinking about breastfeeding in season 1. She was really, like bothered by that. And now definitely the baby is on some formula. And like I have a baby right now, 4 months old, and we don't use formula, only breastfeeding, and it's been hard on my girlfriend. But still, like every time I'm suggesting maybe we should add some formula, she's really against it because like when you start to give some formula, you need to be like precise with time, and you need to make sure and it can create more digestive problems. So obviously nothing beats mother's milk. I mean, it's the best for the baby. You can drink as much as you want. It gives you all of everything you need. This is the superfood everybody was talking about. Homelander will agree with me here. So suddenly her moving from that to formula, I mean, it's just, once again, it's us nitpicking because the story needed Devon there. And I can definitely see Rickon wearing one of those, fake boobs that I've seen in some movies, like faking it, like so the baby will think it's mother's breast. And I actually kind of thinking about buying one for myself, because every time I'm taking my son on my arms, and if he's hungry, he's like headbutting my chest. He's like, dude, why don't you have some boobs? I need some boobs right now. And I'm sorry, man. I'm like, I wish I had something for you, but I don't. I'm like so off topic right now, 100%. But Rickon, look, there was one moment in podcast when when BenStiller was talking about Rickon, and he's like said Rickon is something, and I don't know if I interpret it correctly, if it's like meaning that Rickon has a role other than being, like kind of funny, annoying guy that Devon married. If he has a role in the lore of this world, like if he has idea, I don't know, like anything more than just, as I said, this guy that Devon married. But I hope so. I mean, the UUR is amazing. It's the greatest book that was ever written. I still don't drive, by the way. Like, you're not gonna see me drive in a car. So yeah, like Rickon looking after the baby and probably writing his sellout book there. And yeah, I really hope they have plans for him because he's freaking amazing. As a character, if he would be like, definitely not somebody I would want to see as my friend, not my type of people, but as a character, he's freaking gold. Okay, I forgot about the live. It's okay. I'm gonna leave the recording, but it's always better when we can, like chat on live stream because like watching me just talking about the TV show can probably be less entertaining than, talking to everybody else. Okay, the Milchiks are Lumon family. There was a Milchik that was the reporter boss in the Lexington Letter, and it wasn't Seth Milchik. Yes, there was a Milchik in the end. My bigger question to the Lexington Letter, as I said, like is the explosion, like finishing the Lexington file. So if you finish the Lexington file, it means you created a new Innie for somebody. And then there's the explosion 2 minutes after. But it's not right away. So there's like 2 minutes after. So maybe somebody was wearing a chip, like somebody who is severed, walking in New York, working in this, how's this company was called? Forget, something starting with D. And then new Innie is being created and it's in tuned to this location. And then his job is basically to blow everything up. But it feels like such a stretch. I don't really like this idea. Yeah, like something about Lexington Letter not working for me, and hopefully once again the creators have an idea about how to connect everything. I understand that Lexington Letter is just an addition. It's a bonus. And most of the audience, like 99% of the people that watch this TV show have no idea about Lexington Letter. They're not supposed to. So it means that in order to understand this TV show, you don't really have to read Lexington Letter. It's going to be explained to us either way. But then again, if you release that kind of a content, it's supposed to work with the lore, with all of the ideas that you put out there. And so far it doesn't. So yeah, maybe if you have some kind of ideas about how it works with with this girl blowing up, the truck there, because in my mind it doesn't work. And I think we have a record. It's 247 people online, live. I don't think we ever had more than that, so it's cool. I'm happy. I'm one happy potato, as you can see, and it's pretty awesome. Okay, yeah, I think next season marks reintegration will start to walk while they are down there fighting for their rights. Yeah, I think it's gonna be an interesting one. He saved their life. How did Helena get through the elevator without turning into Heli? Did Milchik know it was Helena? What are you talking about right now? I don't understand. Definitely not mad at Marquez. How can you be mad at Marquez at this point? I don't understand this. Like, fuck the world. I want to spend the last 5 minutes with the person that I love. Like, fuck everything. Anybody has a problem with that, they can go share vessel with themselves. If I was in Mark S. place, this is 100% exactly what I would have done. If they concluded you won't watch season 3, exactly. You cannot get all of the answers. Who said? Oh my god, I'm so low. I'm so slow with the chat. We're still talking about the chat is still on the Shaun of the Dead. It's been like I think like half an hour since we spoke about Shaun of the Dead. Bive needs to make Igor a nettle pot. I don't understand. I'm sorry. I don't know who is Bive, and I have no idea what's a nettle pot. Gemma gets C milkshake, but his time Dylan attacks milkshake. My confusion with Cold Harbor being such a big deal. Severance was already working, but MDR was essentially doing Severance, like building new Innies, and they held up pretty well. I mean, the Mark S barriers are working so well that even after reintegration and even after his chip was flooded by some gooey shit, he's still, the barriers are still holding pretty well. So yeah, there's a lot to discuss. There's a lot to cover there, and the creators need to give us some more in season 3, but unfortunately there is no freaking way it's gonna happen less than a year from now. Minimum a year. Okay, another about the board. The motherboard of sort made of hook your conscience or something. We discussed this already with Terran, so I don't know, maybe not. But it's definitely not just, some people sitting around the table and they're like discussing things. There has to be something there. I was all for Innie Mark. He'd rather risk his life and spend maybe 10 more minutes with Haley than the rest of his life without her. Yeah, of course. I agree with Casualty of Cool. I also want to know more about the board. Yeah, 100% agree. Like, this season didn't really give us anything new about the board. Absolutely anything new. Shaun of the Dead, such a rough example. I don't think they could have Kier's consciousness, but an AI built on how Lumon CEO's Kier is plausible. I agree. Are we going to see season 3 Innie meet the Audi because we see Mark meet his Audi, but what about the else like Haley, Dylan, Irving? I don't know, maybe. I foresee a hostage negotiation situation in season 3. Mark and Haley will establish HQ in the House of Kier in the Perpetuity Wing. Maybe. We appreciate you, Igor. Thank you so much, Jill. I love when people appreciate me. It feels nice. I kind of feel that I'm like putting a lot of effort, and it's nice to be appreciated for that. Thank you so much. Igor, do you think the Cobel SaltNet episode connected with the plot of the last two episodes? I feel like things were cut from her story. No, I kind of do feel that it's connected. Like they were supposed, they had to give us an explanation why Cobel is suddenly on the side of Mark and like his team, and she's helping Devon. So instead of like giving us something lazy, they gave us the whole life story. With her mom, it was kind of like already hinted that there is something about her mom in season 1 with the breathing tube there. We have seen like her childhood. We've seen like what Lumon did to those people, and it also gave us even more connection about Ether, which is in the the basis, the first stones of the whole Lumon legacy. This painkiller. So yeah, I think it kind of works. I think it kind of works. I don't think we're gonna ever see this town, but I think it was supposed to give us this connection of Cobel, and this is exactly what I'm saying, that Cobel still has some plans. Like, she's not a side character. Think about it. Milchik didn't get his story. Regabi didn't get her story. Nobody gets a whole episode for them from the supposedly side characters, but Cobel. So she's definitely more important than everybody else. Okay, my understanding was that Cold Harbor was directly related to Gemma's actual trauma, as were the other rooms were just things that we don't like doing. Yeah, the dentist, the turbulence on the plane. But the Allentown room, the Christmas tournaments one, it was also connected directly to Gemma because she was forced to write thank you letters, and we know she hates those. So it is connected to her. So if Cold Harbor is connected and that one is connected, maybe maybe they are also connected, but we don't know how. I mean, you remember in episode 1 of season 1, Mark is talking about some kind of a weird psychologist that with a weird mustache, and there's a theory that it was Dr. Mauer. Maybe he was the one to tell them like everything about Gemma. Like, he was talking to a psychologist and like saying him like she hated writing that, and they were like, yeah, she hated writing the thank you letters. Let's build her a room with that. Perhaps Gemma chip is not attuned to the outside and her Innie frequencies are still fragile. Possible. Unrelated, where are you from? Slavic fella. I was talking about this. I like the most complicated mix of nationalities right now. Like, I was born in Ukraine. My father is Ukrainian Jew. My mother is Russian. So I'm half Ukrainian, half Russian, and also obviously Jewish. And we immigrated to Israel when I was 10. So no problematic countries there. So Israel, Ukraine, and Russia. That's my nationalities in my bloods. That's what's running. Oh yeah. No emotions towards those countries from anybody right now in the world. Yeah. Interesting anecdote. Refining macrodata is like training an AI with finding the right combination of numbers. Kinda, yeah, but I'm thinking it's more like neurocoding. Okay. Well, the chat jumped again. Well, Igor, you do the James voice perfectly. Thank you so much. I mean, well, there's so many comments here. Whew, I'm just scrolling and trying to find where we stop. Yeah, hostage. Okay. Definitely killing Gemma 24-25 personalities. That's probably what he was screaming about. This is the answer. The Save Gemma story ends part 1-2, and the next part is probably going to be more Kier mystery heavy is my guess. Maybe, but once again, in the middle of the story, it's always Mark S, Heli R, Gemma. It's always a story of people. This is not my words, this is Ben's words. So the focus is never going to be on the mystery like with From, even though in From they're also saying like the most important is the characters, but I cannot speak about everybody, most of the characters. I don't really care about them in From. I just want to know what the hell is happening there. Okay. Super chats are coming, and like I apologize to the chat. As soon as the super chat is coming, I'm gonna like read it. Jonas Quiner, I'm sorry, 6, I think it's euros, 6 euros. Thank you so much, Jonas. Anyone who hates Mark for his decision needs to tame their folly. Hope to see more of your narrative project in the future. Thank you. I agree with you about this sentiment. Like, there's a lot in my mind. Like, honestly, sometimes I feel like, you know, like a little bit giving up. Like, especially right now, YouTube is basically, I don't know, it does some shit that it's kind of like this new ads that's suddenly like bothering people and it's dropping views, or like every time when there's season finale, it feels like every other YouTuber is exploding because, you know, season finale, and my video is basically performing worse. It's performing good, but it's performing worse than, you know, the rest of my videos. It's like there's some moments when I'm feeling like, this is. Sorry, I just want to switch this off. And maybe, you know, let's move to the like bigger light. 1 second. I'm just gonna be very yellowy, but still, like, instead of giving up, I'm just thinking about, you know, like we're writing a book, we're writing, we did the, you know, the Severed guy, where he is, you know, like, we did the Severed guy, we have t-shirts, and like, I hope for the best. But by the way, since everybody's sending right now donations and super chats, like I have to warn you, like there was like last live stream was something pretty weird. One of my patrons sent a donation for $200, which was insane, crazy, super appreciated. But then when I was watching on the next day, like I got from YouTube less than half of this money. So overall, all of the live stream was about like $240 or something like this with the donation of the $200. And I got only 100, which is still nice. And I don't want to sound ungrateful. Eventually, you know, YouTube is the platform that allows me to do this for a living. So obviously I'm very grateful to YouTube, but it sounds a little bit too much taking more than 50% of the donation that is being given to the creator. So if like you're sending super chats of like $4 or $5, please do. But in case, and I'm not saying you should, or I'm not asking for those donations. Obviously it was so surprising and it was amazing and everything else, but please don't feel like I'm saying this. But if you are looking to give a bigger one, I think it's better to do this via PayPal or something like this. That way I will get more money, and I assume when you're donating you want me to get more money and not like more than 50% that will go to YouTube in this situation. So I'm assuming, of course, but I think if I'm donating to somebody, I understand that the platform will take their cut, but I'm expecting it to be not more than 50%. I expect it to be 10%, 20%, maybe 30%. But definitely not like 55-60%. So that's just saying that because I would hate to see this again happening. Sorry. Okay, there was another super chat that I missed, and this freaking Okay, have you seen Dollhouse? This is also fine. I mean, finally, I'm like seeing your nickname and I'm like trying to understand what is this language? What is also fine? And I'm like, also fine. Clever, pretty clever. Finally, like, took me time to understand what your nickname means. Have you seen Dollhouse? What do you think about Rickon being chipped? Plus those friends from the no food dinner party, Rebecca, Rick Ann, or Rick Egan. I don't think that those friends have more in them other than being just annoying. I haven't seen Dollhouse. Since you're asking, I assume it's something that I should probably give it a try, and I should probably check it out. So I'm gonna write it for myself. I don't think those are Egans. I know there's a theory that, you know, Rickon is somehow connected to Egans and his friends are weird. I don't know. It's not like I can't see a situation, a scenario where the creators are gonna be like, what are we doing with Rickon? And then they're gonna develop a story. But I don't think it's gonna be like intentionally from season 1 they were thinking that they are Egans. But it's possibility. It can be, you know, like basically the creators are mocking this type of personality. It's pretty obvious. All of those, you know, like new age hippie voodoo sitting on the dinner party and not eating food. And then, like, you know, what he was talking there, he was like he was talking about drinking pee, you know, like turning pee into water. They're just mocking this type of people, and that's it. So there is a possibility that at some point they're like, you know, the only logical solution for somebody be like that is because they're like severed Egans or something like this. Maybe. But so far, I don't see any like really convincing clues, big clues that suggest it. It's more like, you know, more of a theory, fantasy, imagination kind of type. Let's celebrate the 10th super on the live stream. Oh, also fine. This is your 10th super chat, probably overall or on my live streams, maybe. I don't know. But congratulations. YouTube told me to celebrate it. I don't know if it's a cause for celebration for you, but still, we're gonna celebrate it. Dude, this cough, I'm reintegrating for months already. I was sick in January, freaking January, and I still coughing. March is almost over. I don't know, I've been at the doctor. The doctor's like, it's gonna pass. It's gonna pass when it's gonna become hot already. And hopefully, like right now we're having some cold days, and the cough came back, unfortunately. As soon as I had better days, like warm days, the cough was almost non-existent. Okay, whoa. The chat. Whew, so many chat. Hi, Igor, Mickey here. Okay. Gonna shout out another creator on because he kind of has himself. The most recent highly refined video blew my mind. Have you seen it? I think she's totally on to some things. I haven't seen it yet, but highly refined is very good. She has a very interesting mind. We're not gonna see it today probably because it's just her videos is usually for like 50 minutes, an hour. But definitely check it out. You can 100% give a shout out to other creators. They're not my competitors, they're my colleagues, and most of them are pretty awesome. And so yeah, don't ever feel like you cannot shout out because I'm gonna be like, you're in my channel. No, you should only say good things about me. No, man, never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. So and if somebody deserves the shout out, it's Highly Refined. She's freaking awesome. If you're watching this live stream and you're like, who is Highly Refined? Give it a chance. Check her videos. You're gonna enjoy. Me too, Igor. Odessa. Oh, Odessa is pretty cool. If people are not familiar with most of the people probably not familiar with Ukrainian cities. Odessa is a heavily Jewish town, and they're very known for their very distinct humor. Like it's been known as the funniest town in Ukraine. At least when I was growing up there, it was known that way. Okay, so let's scroll to the top of the chat and see. Noah Speedy said it's not Whole Mind Collective, and Regabi integrated him, and I think Regabi is also working with Helena. Maybe they may have been shutting MDR down and opening the purple room. Vessel sharing feculence. Yes, lol. Yeah, my only issue is I would have liked to see followed from Haley's speech from season 1, more with Pity and Mind Collective. I agree, more of a fallout, but it's kind of been shown to us that basically Helena had a speech and they took everybody's phone, so it didn't like got out to the world. Thank you, I think so too. Yeah, he said he sees promise in Heliar. If it was switching CEOs, then it'd be Helena's revolving. I'd be shocked if they don't do 5 seasons and then he said he knows the ending, which is a great sign. You know, yeah, it is a great sign. I don't think it's going to be 5 seasons. I kind of saw them finishing this already in season 2, honestly. They can finish it in 3 seasons, in 4. I hope they're just not going to like stretch it too much. Well, regarding Kier, like Tessie here writing, I wonder season 3, are we going to see how Kier was actually, because we keep hearing about Kier, how he was, and James say to Ellie, you like Kier, something like that. So how was Kier actually like? Yeah, I actually think that, you know, Kier was way less awesome than he is presented, especially if there's like a comparison to Scientology here. Nobody is that awesome. Yeah, nobody is that, you know, like, I'm so amazing, blah, blah, blah. But it would be cool if we would have some kind of a flashbacks. Probably not gonna happen. I don't see it in the vibe of the TV show. As I told you, their main focus is the human story there. Yeah, but it would be great to see Kier. Like, they have an actor for that. And with the face, and they made sure that the face of the nectar is the face of Kier. So maybe there is a plan there. I think the revolving is downing their consciousness into the board in the motherboard. Maybe, I think this is Think Stories theory. So maybe it's a possibility. Third season may focus on higher management CEOs. It's not going to focus 100% on that. They may give it time, but the focus is always going to be on Mark, Haley, Cobel, Helena, Gemma. This is going to be the focus. I remind you that in order to turn Helena off, overtime contingency needs to be reprogrammed for something that you can just switch with the click of a button. Meanwhile, it's not very convenient to do all the time, you know, the movement. Oh, thanks, you finally remembered about your review in Russian. I was working on it the whole day, so believe me, I remembered it. just took me time to render it. For some reason, I was rendering it, and then, you know, like 5 seconds was left, and then suddenly Premiere had a glitch or some shit, and I had to render it again. Anyway, it was a hard day, but I don't want to like bug you with the details. It's more private information. Sorry for posting the same question a couple of times. Thought it might got refreshed out. It's okay if I missed it. Please post it again until I see it. Okay, has everyone read Rickon's Hail the UUR? I love so hard. I read it twice. It's amazing. We have, I think, another donation, but for some reason I don't see. I see it on my live stream on Streamlabs. Also fine. $2. How do Ukrainian pronounce Kiev? Kiev, not right. No, it's Kiev. Or no, Kiev. I'm not very good in the language, the Ukrainian language. I was growing up in the part, as far as I know, I'm not really following the news too much, but as far as I know, this is a part that's being controlled by Russia right now. And when I was growing up, like 90% of the town was speaking Russian. And right now I know it's a very pretty, like it's a very hurtful spot for Ukrainians. The whole Russian language, it's really like officially unrecognizable, like nobody's in any official language, official channel, nobody speaks Russian. But Ukrainian was like a subject in my school that we studied, like when you study French or something like this. It was just something like you have 2 lessons during the week, and I was pretty bad. But Kyiv, like it's not Kiev is Russian, and in Ukrainian it's Kyiv. thank you for your donation. Also fine. I agree, same with Bichel. Those guys have been loyal to Kier Lumon for a while. They're not fully switching up anytime soon. Taylor is writing it. Yes, obviously. Even though Milchik is showing some signs of rebellion, like I'm not going to take any feculence from you anymore, but still, he's not there to become an ally. The way, you remember like the last moments of him being stuck in the toilet, he was like going to his zone, like as soon as he heard the alarm, he was like, I'm gonna get out because my career is about to be over. This fuck up is not gonna be forgiven. So yeah, he's still very much a Lumon man. And Cobel is still very much a Lumon woman there, even though she's way more on the side of our guys than Milchik. Did anybody clog the sound visual effect on Helena in the Chinese restaurant when Audi Mark walked past her when he leaves? What do we make of that? I haven't heard anybody mention that. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to have to check it out. The final scene is like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Maybe. Oops, I forgot to write a question. So right now I'm reading the comments from the moment of the first donation by Also Fine. I'm gonna have to pick up the pace because I'm getting pretty hungry. It's 1 hour and a half, and the last time I ate was like 7-8 hours ago. Okay, so we have another donation from Lori. $10 from Lori. For some reason, I have it here in YouTube on my main screen. Good. I love the conversation between Mark S. and Mark Scott. Brilliant acting. Keep up the great work. Igor, he has to be nominated for Emmy for this one. It was not over-the-top acting, which I usually appreciate way more than over-the-top acting. Over-the-top acting is great. I drink the milkshake. Milkshake. It's good. It's good acting. It's great acting, and obviously a very talented one. When Leo DiCaprio is there, crawling on the floor with drooling from the drugs that he took in the Wolf of Wall Street, also great. But the subtle acting is my cup of tea. Is the small movements of the eyes, the small movements of your lips, it's brilliant. I enjoy it so much. This is, by the way, why I like Anders so much, because Stellan Skarsgård is incredible in this role there. He has a couple of monologues there, like it's something. At some point of my life, I was studying acting, and one of the things that an actor has to have is a monologue. And I was like, okay, if I'm going to come back to acting at some point, this is the monologue that I'm going to study and I'm going to present, because it is so good. And Mark Adam Scott at this moment, like the whole moment on the paper is pretty boring. There's a guy who has to record himself and then go and open it up. And cinematography-wise, acting-wise, this moment was freaking brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And if they're gonna send something for Emmy nomination, they should send this one. And thank you for your generous donations. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it a lot. And I'm gonna have to refresh the page again. Hi, why 25 different Innies? So I had a theory. I'm not a big fan. The one that I said in my video. 1 second, I'm gonna switch the battery on the camera because it's about to die. Like the only thing, and I know it's a big stretch, it's like a very big stretch, is 25 is an important number in Christianity. Jesus was born on December 25th, and the whole Lumon cult has a lot of satanic kind of vibe, you know, the Baphomet images, the sacrifice of a goat, the weird masks, the orgies, the waffle parties. It has this, you know, like kind of a, you know, like it's kind of giving me the creeps basically. And so maybe, but I think it's just a coincidence. There is also like some logic behind the number 100. So if everybody was supposed to refine 25 Innies, like Dylan, Irving, Helly, and Mark, so everybody makes 25s, altogether 100, which is like 100%. Yeah. Andor, yes, Star Wars. People are asking, where is Stellan Skarsgård here? Andor, look, I grew up with Star Wars. I love Star Wars. It's and I know I'm not like being original here, but as soon as Disney took over, it was just most of the time down the hole. Like I remember when I got the news, like when I saw the news that Phantom Menace is coming, there's gonna be new Star Wars. The level of excitement, this is like, I don't remember waiting for a movie so much. I remember even like I had a birthday party and people bought me a cake in the shape of Yoda because I was like, basically all I was talking about Star Wars, and then Phantom Menace came. It was not bad, but it was basically, you know, like New Hope with just different characters. Completely, almost 90% the same movie. And then, like later, you know, like the TV shows were bad. And then Andor came, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a chance. And suddenly, it was way more grounded, and it was way more realistic, and it was more about human drama in this world. And it's not like I don't enjoy lightsabers, but I really enjoyed it. And then it was not like black and white. And the Empire was not just stupid people doing stupid shit, and this is why the rebellion wins. Suddenly the Empire is threatening. The antagonists are smart. The protagonist guy is not exactly good. The Stellan Skarsgård character is win at all cost, sacrifice needed when you fight Empire. And like, I understand that you can take this story and put it in the different world and it still work. So it doesn't make it an original Star Wars story, but as a story as a whole, amazing, absolutely amazing, very emotional. And like, if you haven't checked Andor, even if you don't like into Star Wars, I advise you to check it out. Maybe the first 2 episodes will be a little bit slow to you, but then it becomes way better, and it's just watch it for Stellan Skarsgård. I think his character's name is Lotan or Lot or something like this. I need to rewatch season 1. Just remember how good he was. Sorry, switching the battery and grabbing some vitamins. I'm back, baby. You know, live streaming for hours, I don't know how people do it. Okay, sorry for you that you had to hear this. That you win. I drink your milkshake. Jonas, you made me laugh. Okay. Yeah, maybe the working ships, not connected to anybody. No, sorry, let's scroll this to the on top of the chat. I think there's something to Rickon and his friends. Nobody's that weird. Probably not Egan's, maybe Severance or even... I'm happy for you that you think that nobody's that weird, but unfortunately there are people way weirder than that. I still remember, like, I was vegan for I think 6 or 7 years, and I remember one vegan guy was giving me a hard time that I have a dog. Like, I had the dog, sorry. Like, people that with me in this channel for a while already know that I lost my dog on October. Worst day of my life. But he was like, yeah, you're taking a slave. You should set your dog free. And I was like, if I'm gonna set him free, he's gonna die in about 5 minutes. He's completely unprepared. He needs his belly rubs, and he needs like to eat 3 times a day. And this dog lives a better life than I am. If I'm gonna send him free, he's gonna be killed in like 5 seconds. No, you should. So, from experience, there are people way weirder than Rickon. Just saying. YouTube takes 30%, and in the choppers is done through Apple, they take a cut also. So maybe the big chat was super chat for $200. Maybe it was done through Apple, and they took a cut also, and this is why I got only $100 from $240. Still, it's kind of, like, it kind of hurts. I mean, I still, as I told you, I appreciate this. I'm not like YouTube hater. This platform is right now my bread and butter. But all I'm saying is that if somebody wants to donate a bigger sum and they want it to get to me and not to Apple, which I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but I can assume that if Apple is not gonna get $30, they're still gonna be able to, make their ends meet in the end of the month. You can do it via PayPal. Just write to me in the chat that you sent a donation, and I will read your comment like it was made in donation. Like, you see, like, for example, and it's completely logical. Like, for example, Patreon, I'm selling those on Patreon. So, like, my revenue about $20 if I'm selling it for $50. So I means I'm paying $30 for creation of those and for delivery, and $20 is my profit. So I sold this on Patreon. I sold 2 of them, and I sold the cut that Patreon is taking, and it's about $18. So I'm left with $2 profit, which is obviously not worth my time and the effort behind it. So then somebody asked for this, and I told this guy, like, you can send me just $50 via PayPal, or via Patreon it's gonna be $60 because I need to have some profit on that. But on PayPal they are taking like about $5, so I'm left with $15 profit, which is already like something that you can feel in your hands. So this is it. This is the only thing that I'm saying. Like, via PayPal I will just get bigger cut. That's all. But I know that the only reason I'm talking about this is because the last time I never wanted to talk about this, because the whole point is the process, is the experience, is the seeing your donation in the chat and whatever. It's like it's fun. It has a certain vibe to it, and I know I'm donating myself to people that I'm watching on live stream, and I know I love to donate on YouTube, and it jumps out. It's fun. Now, but once again, if I was to donate $50, $100, $200 like the last time, I would want most of this money to get to the creator and not to Apple and YouTube, who basically multi-billion companies, and then they don't really need that kind of a big cut there. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so yeah, oh my god, I love her stuff. I like the psych aspect she uses. Yes, that's talking about Haley Refined. Okay, I heard Dr. Mar yell, "Stop, you will kill them all," at Mark when he was rescuing Gemma. If Lumon was really going to kill Gemma, why do you think he would say that? That's interesting. Unless he meant all of the Innies, like If you're gonna rescue Gemma, then it's gonna shut down Severance, a whole floor. Like, you know, he was mirroring the words of Mark's Innie in the beginning of the episode. Like, okay, you're gonna shut down Lumon. What's gonna happen to us? Because it sounds like we're all gonna die and they're gonna close the floor. Maybe he was mirroring that, but if he was talking about Gemma's personalities, that's interesting. That's something worth thinking about, definitely. I'm kind of embarrassed that YouTube did that. I couldn't turn it off. I don't know exactly what. Also, find what you're talking about. I know this is a comment for like half an hour ago already. Okay, let's move on with the chat. Let's try to find compliments. I like compliments. Of course, I'm kidding. We're gonna find more of a, you know, like your rock figured you would feel that way, but always trying to be considerate as well. Haley R, Real Enigma and Geek Academy, Faceless Girl, Woot. Yes, great creators. Everybody who you mentioned, even me. The weather in Israel is going to get warmer in the next few days, so hopefully your cough would go away. Get well soon. Yeah, I'm expecting this. Cool. Shout out to Real Enigma series. Let's cook. Yes, Real is awesome. Shout out. Shout out is not something good, but shout out is definitely good. Nice sound thumbnail, Igor. Thank you so much. Real Igor, Helena Refine, our top analysis on YouTube. I'm not very satisfied with myself lately. I don't know. Like I know that my videos are good. I think my last video was very good. But you know that feeling like when you made something good, but you have like you kind of see like how can you make it better? And also, like everybody on the live stream, I have actually a request to you. And if no, okay, don't do this. I want to start making, in addition to the videos that I'm making right now, I want to make videos that are more not based on events, on the relevant events. And if nobody's going to watch them, it's going to be sad. So if you see me making a video about, let's say, Wow Signal, you know about Wow Signal? It's like in 77, I think, a big year in Ohio, it picked up a signal from the outer space, and until now there are debates whether it came from an alien civilization. So let's say you watch a video about that, even though it's not a TV show, even though it's not about Severance or From, it's still a mystery, and I will do whatever I can to make it interesting. All I'm asking from you is give it a chance, because I want to be able to make videos that outlast 1 week. The amount of effort that I put on the videos, I mean, if I was Think Story Big, yeah, you get 500,000 views. Of course, it's worth the time. But the amount of effort that I put for a video that basically in a couple of days is gonna be irrelevant already, sometimes it's a little bit, you know, like it hurts a little bit. So in addition to analyzing TV shows, I also want to analyze some different mysteries and topics that in my opinion are something worth geeking out about for us, our kind of a people that like mysteries and like riddles. So yeah, check it out. Hopefully it's gonna be until the end of this month, at least one video is gonna be released, or you know, already in April. And I get another super chat from Pink Seal Production. Okay, let's read what Pink Seal Production. I'm joining you, MDR, until next season. Micro detail reassessment. Who's in? We could make a subreddit. Who's in with Pink Seal Production? I didn't understand what is micro detail reassessment. Look, many times I've been sent. I just have to show you something. Like I was not sharing my screen all live stream, but I just have to show off how freaking cool my Patreons are. Okay, where is it? I just want to find it. Where is it? Where's the chat? For fuck's sakes. Yes. Okay, so Melissa, the same Patreon that sent me the $200 donation, look at the freaking PDF that she made. I just want to show off because that was impressive, to say the least. So this is my Patreon chat. And okay, where's the PDF? Where's the PDF? Where's the PDF? Yes, look at it. Look at the things the fans are doing. Let me make myself even smaller. Look at this PDF. This is a freaking masterpiece. Ever since we saw what MDR was doing, we wonder, what is it we actually do here? The numbers were scary. My theory, the sea, we have like quotes from Dylan. He's talking about, you know, the sea that they're making, that there's like an apocalyptic event out there. Dylan's theory may seem odd, but with this description in the MDR handbook, perhaps it's easy to see how he reached this conclusion. After opening your file, you will be met with a sea of numbers that seem to stretch endlessly in all directions. What if you're murdering people 8 hours a day and you don't even know about? The 4 categories, every number will elicit one of 4 emotional responses. So we have in a Lexington Letter, every number will elicit one of 4 emotional responses within it. Like the job that was done for this PDF, this is crazy. This is like, wow. This is absolutely amazing. Like the Wellington Room evoked Great Wall. Maybe this is why it was Wellington, because it's W, but then again, Allentown, no. I think the Wellington Room may have been one of the original files to be completed, as we see a long history in the perpetuity wink, i.e. the mouth wall, or as Lumon calls it, the legacy of joy. The dentistry is possibly a nod to the fact that ether was first used as a general anesthetic by a dentist, William Morton. This is something I didn't know. Like, I haven't checked the PDF yet because I was so overwhelmed, and I'm checking this with you right now. This is so cool. I didn't know that it was used first by a dentist. We don't see inside the room, and interestingly, it doesn't have a name on it. The outfit may suggest frolic, but perhaps it's just an extracurricular activity for Dr. Mal pleasures. I don't think, yeah, I think it's more like a frolic. Dread, we don't see on the name of the room either, but it appears to align with the strong feelings of dread, obviously. And the Christian room, Allentown, the Christmas room, Allentown evokes malice. Yes. The 5 buckets, beans. By the way, that was done before the season finale. So the 5 buckets correspond to the fine brave waves. Yeah, but the only correspondence that I'm seeing right now is only the 5 numbers, the number 5. So far, I cannot connect the 5 waves to the 5 bins. We group each line of code and then sort it evenly between 5 digital buckets. Mark, when Rigabi begins integrations, explain to Mark the 5 brainwave frequencies shown below. The monitors differentiate the 5 brainwave frequency as the Innie of the Innie and Audi, delta, theta, alpha, beta, gamma, 1 frequency, 2 wave per oscilloscope. This is what bugs me. In one sentence, she's saying the monitors differentiate the 5 brain frequencies. 1 frequency, 2 waves per oscilloscope. And we look at an oscilloscope and there's only 2 waves. Where is the rest? You're supposed to have way more. You said it yourself. 5 brain waves. Where is the 5? This it's like Audi memories, Innie memories. But that's the whole point. Brain waves don't really have connection to the memories. Kinda do. Not not really. It's, you can maybe once again connect and stretch it, but once again, memories are being stored in the amygdala, they're being stored in the prefrontal cortex, depends on the memory. The brain waves are basically, as we were talking about neurons, this is how they move when they're creating those waves. The different frequencies are depend on what you're doing. Like most of the time, if you're resting, you're gonna have low frequencies, low amplitude. If you're focused, you're gonna have high frequencies, high amplitude. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, the 5 buckets could represent, by the way, that's pretty big. The 5 buckets could represent neural receptors. If we look at diagrammatic representations of synaptic reception, we can see a striking similarity with macro data numbers. Does the data refinement process represent a way to digitally collect emotions and pass them to receptors? Is this a mathematical mapping of the synaptic process? She is onto something, obviously, as we have seen from season finale. I never went to this kind of a depth of analysis of brain biology, but it kind of makes sense. We ran the diagnostics, full synaptic coupling. Peter Kilman's memory was reintegrated. You were right, Harmony, we should celebrate. Full synaptic coupling. Okay, and she's talking here about the synapse. The files testing room. The files correspond to the rooms of the testing floor. The data within the files represent the data collected whilst the test subject is in the correspondence room. The emotional responses felt in the rooms are uploaded after each session by Dr. Mount and the watchers and placed in the file refinement. Okay, this is something that I was talking about in my videos. The only thing that kind of bothers me, it's not the same. It's similar, very similar. We have 0x and then we have 15EE61. Basically, we have 6 numbers or letters. And here we have way more. We have 0x and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we have 4, 8 here, signatures. But it probably is still the same. Probably, maybe it's just like, you know, the identification number of the files and Heliar and Mark being the same, and it just jumps from time to time. MDR isolate the relevant data that elicit an emotional response and organize it in such a way that it may be replicated and controlled by Lumon. Whether this is to balance the timbres or perhaps imbalance them if they wish to theory, Lumon can use the refined data to elicit strong feelings of woe, frolic, dread, or malice via the chips. This may be a form of mind control with the potential to take pain away or perhaps to elicit an emotion for their own benefits. This is very interesting. We know that they want to relieve you from your pain. They are removing the frolic, the woe, the dread and malice from you. But it doesn't mean the process is reversible. If they want to make you depressed as shit, can they do it? Can they click on a button and then you feeling like, oh, I don't know why, but this day doesn't really working out for me. Like I'm pretty sad and I want to kill myself or something like this. This is very interesting. I didn't think about this way. That's exactly what I'm saying. My Patreons are the best. You see what I'm talking about? It's not like because those people support me financially, which is pretty awesome. It's because how freaking awesome they are. Look at this PDF file. This is insane. This is great. This is something that should be sent to, you know, the creators of the show. I think they will get a kick out of it. They'll be like, oh my God, we made a great TV show. If people are, you know, putting so much effort in something they are not getting paid for. What room caused your hand hard? Allenton Part 1. Allenton was the most curious of the room that we see, as it appeared to reflect a lot of specific memories and aspects of Mark and Gemma's life. You know, you hate writing the thank you notes. I said I love you. Yeah, also the moment there. Side note, I don't think Lumon had microphones or cameras in Mark's and Gemma house. I also don't think that way. We agree here. Are these overlapping moments, memories that Gemma has conveyed to Dr. Mauer verbally, or has Lumon been able to retrieve those memories from her chip due to the intense nature of them? Feelings of nervousness, dread, love, loss, fervor, despair, malice. Perhaps a combination of both, where the rooms are constructed to elicit a strong emotional response as well as being crafted to mirror a memory captured by the chip. Can Lumon capture and inject memories back through the chip? Once again, very interesting. I kind of neglected the chat already. Okay, can somebody write in the chat, you guys want me to continue or do you want me to come back to the answering your questions? You want to finish the PDF file? Should I open like maybe like a question? Let's do a question here. Here's the question. Start a poll. Should we finish the... I'm gonna come back to it if you say yes. Meanwhile, let's take a break, and I want to see what's going on in the chat. And meanwhile, let's come back to the chat and see in 10-15 minutes what did you decide. But you even if you decide not to continue, you kind of have to agree that the PDF file is pretty awesome. Okay, so let's look at the chat. Okay. Where I was. Helly Refine is my latest YouTube obsession. She's bae. Okay. Your rock figured you would feel that way, but always trying to be considered. I think I read this already, but I like to read compliments. Nice thumbnail, really gore. Yeah, we read this. We said that Kier was really corny. Look at this ending debut. His jokes were so flat. Oh, by the way, this is something I wanted to discuss with you. This is very interesting. You remember the moment when like Kier was saying his jokes and we had heard the generic laughter from sitcoms from the 90s? And then Milchik is making his joke on Kier's expense, and we hear like very, like small laughs. Like it looks like it sounds like from just a couple of people in the audience. Does it mean that there was an audience watching that? If yes, who was the audience? Maybe it was the board. Maybe it was other Innies. Because it doesn't make sense if this is just an automatic laugh. You press a button and you hear the generic sitcom laugh. Then why we heard a very small laughs when Milchik was saying his joke? What do you think about this? Like, anybody has an idea why? I don't see Mark being allowed back to Lumon after everything that happened, or worsening to go back. Oh, of course not. Gemma POV, she does not know Mark is severed, and Dr. Mar told her Mark has moved on. Yeah, that's why she has no clue why Mark is behaving like that. He could have said to her, I'm not your Mark. And she knows about Innies, so she would make 2 + 2 and get to the conclusion. 1 minute poor, next minute rich. He has an embellished story. 1 minute poor, next minute rich. Everybody who's rich, they have a story of, when we were poor, when we were small, my father would make fine rocks, and my mom would cook them on the stove to make them softer, and then all of our family would chew on those rocks for an hour. And then I discovered this secret trick that I'm gonna sell you for only $1.99, and you can also become a millionaire. Most of the time everybody has this kind of a stupid story, and then later you realize, he was so poor because he got an inheritance from his parents, just like $10 million. That's it. Nothing. I mean, what can you do with $10 million? Absolutely nothing. So Kier was definitely not a poor kid. His father was owning a ether factory. The whole story that he was poor is bullshit, that it's supposed to sell something to Innies. And we also have seen him laying in the bed when he was sick and having like 55 servants around him. This is not a poor house. If you have servants around you taking care of you instead of just dying, like everybody was dying there when they got cold or something, you're not poor. Definitely not poor. Okay, what else? Mark should have said something to Gemma. Yeah, like sorry around, say something. It would take away from the moment, from the music, but yeah. Interesting, I've just been wondering since the war started, American politicians seem to have made up Kiev instead of Russian Kiev, but neither seem right. Okay, so Ukrainian is Kiev, Russian is Kiev, but once again, whatever you say in English goes. It's like in Wheel of Time. I don't know why I'm coming back to Wheel of Time, but every time I was doing video on Wheel of Time, I'm just listening to the first book again, and the narrator is horrible. He's putting all of the pronunciation for the names like they are being pronounced in English, and it doesn't supposed to be that way. It doesn't work all the time. Like the name Fail is not really pronounceable too much for Russian ear. It was translated to something similar but different. So our languages are different, and when we're saying William Shakespeare in Russian, we're saying William Shakespeare. It's more, the weight is already more on the last syllable there, and it's okay. It's just say whatever you want to say eventually. Okay. Anyway, that's enough topic. I'm trying to be on topic of Severance, but you people are so fun to talk to, so every time you're saying something, I'm like, let's go and talk about everything. But Milchi could also have been thinking, I don't have time to convince them that I'm with them, they won't believe me, so I'll bust out and show them. No. The way he jumped on the vending machine, like he was about to do some MMA moves there, he was about to throw down. Okay. The Irving Snow episode had insane, subtle, extreme acting both Helena and John Tortura. I think they beat Mark here unless they want to hand out 3 Emmys. They should. They should give all the Emmys to this TV show. Look, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have very strong performances in The Last of Us, but I want to give more to original stories. This is such a rare animal, unfortunately, in Hollywood. Like not something that you adopted, not a book adaptation, not a video game adaptation, not a sequel, not a prequel. I mean, it's not necessarily bad. Like if something is a sequel, it doesn't mean it's bad. I just myself as a viewer, when the story is good, I want it to be an original story. Like there is no book for me to read. I don't want a book for me to read. I don't want a manga to read. I don't want to see the original movie. I just want to be in this story and watch it as it unfolds in front of my eyes. I have patience. I can wait. And Severance and From, this is it. The only 2 TV shows that have mystery box elements inside of them, and there are original stories. So yeah, give all the Emmys to Severance. Maybe it will give more motivation to make more original stories. The reason why Hollywood is only sequels, prequels, live adaptations of Snow White for 5 million times, whatever, is because this is what brings money. And if we're gonna stop giving it money, maybe we're gonna get more original stories. But then again, it's like it already sounds like I'm agitating. Why are they all refining the testing floor for Gemma and not Mark alone? That's exactly what I'm saying. How do you know that they are all refining test floor for Gemma? I mean, Gemma said that she was in all of the rooms, but then Cobel is saying that Mark is the one who is making her Innies. So, something here doesn't fit. Are you buying that the refiners are working on people that they were close with? No, I'm not buying that. It's impossible to do. I'm actually thinking that they were pretty bad at refining people until the connection between Mark and Gemma. You remember Dylan's word, like when he's saying to Heli R that we usually 4 out of files expire before we finish them. So we're finishing 1 out of 5. And the situation was even worse before Mark's freshman fluke. So Mark came in and he had some kind of a fluke and he got like this crystal cube for that. So this crystal cube is a symbol of his success with the Allington file, the first file that he made for Gemma. This is probably what made them special, because he was the only one who was able to create this kind of a success. Okay, so we get here 81% wants me to finish the the PDF file, so let's do this, and I'm happy that this is the result because I really want to finish it too. Okay, so let's make me small again. Where's the PDF? Here's the PDF. So Dr. Mao recognizes that the strengths of these emotions and the memories they connect to. In attempt to elicit a high level of malice within Gemma, he says, your husband remarried last year and he has a daughter now. It kind of felt more like he was trying to break her desire to escape. Was this a test by Dr. Mao to gauge Gemma's propensity for malice, testing her suitability for the Cold Harbor room? I don't know. Please enjoy each theory equally. I like it. The seat of the soul. Okay. René Descartes believed the pineal gland was the principal seat of the soul, and the place where thoughts are formed, a concept rooted in his mind-body dualism. The pineal gland is sensitive to light and is connected to our eyes. It regulates our sleep patterns through the melatonin hormone. It is also theorized that during birth, death, and dreaming, it secretes DMT, aka the God molecule. The pineal gland, aka the third eye, and in Egypt, the eye of Horus. Theory how the chip works. The chip is activated by passing through an electromagnetic field. This activates a blue-green light that shines directly on top the pineal gland. The light causes the user to go into a momentary sleep. The polarity of the brain waves are then shifted to access different memories. The user is then awakened in an alerted state with any new memories stored on the chip. Okay, makes sense. There has been a lot of discussion around the different chip IDs, but honestly I'm going to go with the production error or red herring. Based on the fact that in Season 1 Dylan's ID is the same as Mark S in different screens, and Mark and Haley ID are swapped in different screens too. I also kind of think that this is just a production mistake. So what is Cold Harbor? If our characters are to be believed, which is important by the way. But I hate it when the creators are doing this, you know, like you get some information from the character and then like in a couple of seasons they're like, you know what, I lied. So yeah, it feels just a little bit lazy writing. I hope it's not something we're gonna get in Severance. Cold Harbor completion signifies a momentous day. It will be remembered as one of the greatest moments in the history of this planet. Dr. Marr will have to say goodbye to Gemma. If Mark has completed the file, then she's already dead. You will see the world again and the world will see you. Mark will benefit from the world you're siring. The feeling I get from these comments by Dr. Marr is that he's talking to Kier through Gemma, or that Kier may be reborn through Gemma. I don't think Gemma will see the world again if it all goes to plan. Definitely not, because, you know, Gemma is going to the world is basically a death sentence to Lumon. Some assumption. Gemma will die in Cold Harbor, whether that's her mind, body, or both. I'm not sure. Would her death be that of 25 souls? If her body does need to die in Cold Harbor, then why? If death is required, they could just kill her anytime. Because Cold Harbor is the completion, they want to kill her after she's no longer needed. Just like with Mart. 1 minute you celebrate him, the next minute is, you know, that's it. There must be a reason that Cold Harbor is the process by which death happens. Is this a process whereby her soul leaves her body in a specific way? Some thoughts. If this is a part of James revolving, could there be a transfer of souls or consciousness about to take place? Would Gemma provide a clean slate for multiple souls to occupy her body? Is that why they need to ensure the Severance barriers are strong? Will the Eegans inhabit one of the 25 souls created by the chip, or be reborn through the eggs that Lumon may have been harvesting from Gemma? Okay, interesting. Okay, I have to become more comfortable because we've been streaming for more than 2 hours. What if the process for death needs to be suicide to ensure that her... That's already theories that didn't pan out, but still good to read about them. What if they captured the malice that led Helly to hang herself and they intend to project these emotions onto Jenna? Let's explore that. What is Cold Harbor? Some guesses. If they captured the malice and Wind Red, I'm just gonna skip that. Your husband remarried last year and he has a daughter now. That's just a theory that we know already is not true. You know what, let's finish this is just the last page, already. If they capture the malice and Wind Red and let Helly to hang herself and they intend to project these emotions onto Gemma, how would that look for Gemma? Loss of a child, loss of Mark, loss of self, loss of mind. She was reminded there of a loss of a child and loss of Mark. Kind of loss of herself too. It's very good. Very good theories, the presentation, absolutely amazing. Final step, and you know there's a kid out there just waiting for us. Just gotta reach out and grab her. Just gotta reach out and grab her. Loss of Mark. In your intake interview you said since she died every day feels like a year. Did you feel like you were choking on her ghost? Choking on her ghost. Suffocation? Yeah, the choice of words here is very disturbing. Choking on her ghost. Who are you, Gemma? Answer: Allentown, Zurich, Wellington, Lucknow. Will she lose her mind when all of her Innies are revealed? Will she become full of malice, war, and dread? Perhaps Cold Harbor is the refinement on Helly and all the emotions that motivated her to hang herself in Season 1. At the start of Season 2, Mark is at 19% on Cold Harbor, so the timeline may track if he started Cold Harbor towards the end of Season 1. After the hanging incident, Helly was gone for a few days, I believe, which may have given them time to build the room experience. This is gold. Thank you for reading. If you would like to add anything further, you can find me on Blue Sky. Melissa, you are freaking amazing. This is very impressive. I don't know about you, but I'm impressed. And I'm also feeling proud because she is my patron. That is the level of awesomeness I have there with people, with our community. Like every time I'm saying in the end of my video to the people that join Patreon, I'm like, and thank you so much for joining our small but awesome community. It's not just words. It's really awesome. Anyway, let's get back to the live stream, to the chat. Let's end this poll. Okay. Where is from streaming? I can't seem to find it. MGM Plus. Okay, so many. I had a super chat here that I missed. I'm so sorry. D and V, $2. I think James is the board. I also thought that way, but then there was, the whole scene with your father doesn't need to know, but the board is, like sending you to the seventh floor. So maybe he's not the board. Why would he need to pretend to be the board? He's already the CEO. He's already can be in the, in the ear of Natalie and tell her exactly what to do and want to say. And she will be like, the CEO, the head guy of the company is saying blah, blah, do that. If we are a patron, do we get access to the PDF? Did the person share widely to your group? This is amazing, deserve and really close review. Yeah, but no, like I don't, this is not my PDF. Do not pay anything to me to get this PDF. you can support me on Patreon, of course, and you will get an access to the PDF. But if you want to support me on Patreon only because you want to get an access to the PDF, don't do this. I will ask Melissa, and if she will allow me, I will send it somewhere where everybody can read it for free. Or if she has a Patreon, donate to her for that work. I don't feel comfortable getting money for a job that I haven't done. So I will ask Melissa, and whatever is going to happen there, she's going to say how is it going. Okay, DV saying, I think Lumon will try to ram some Gemma trade Audi Mark for Gemma's return. They want the chip. Of course they want the chip. This chip is very important to them. But then again, it's a lose-lose situation for Gemma there. So if they're gonna get Mark, yeah, it's good. But then Jenna is gonna come back, and they are back on square one. So Lumon's gonna have to come up with a better plan. And like Lumon, you remember they basically staged death for Peggy K in Lexington Letter. I think they're just gonna go to, to the force solution here. Kidnap Gemma again. Hello from Greece. Hello, my neighbor. How are you? Hello from New York. Who played Kier? Not the actor, but the character. You mean the voice? Mark Geller. Check him out in Google. And he looks a lot like, let me show you. This is Kerrigan. And this is the actor who is giving him a voice. And he looks exactly like Kier Egan. So maybe the creators actually preparing us for showing him alive. Yeah, the BenStiller was controlling the animatronics, and the voice is that guy. Yeah, Drummond was definitely high up there. He was one of the executives. He was telling Helena what to do. He's obviously has a lot of pull in this company. Sorry if this was already discussed. Why do we think Rickon's weird friends and Rickon and Devon were in the elevator lobby painting? Somebody explained this to me in the comments. This is the whole world for Mark's Innie. Sorry. This is all of the people he ever seen in his life. The gold people, the MDR, the OND. When he was on OTC, Rickon, Devon, and their friends. Miss Cobel and the MDR department. This is all he, not only he knows, this is all he has ever seen in his life. And people were saying that Alexa and Regabi are supposed to be there, but Alexa and Regabi is Mark's Audi connections. He haven't ever met Alexa or Regabi. Think about this whole world for this guy is this was Hollow and those people. Hi from Israel. I have neighbors here. Somebody who lives in the same country as I am. That's the four. I usually see Gal here in the chat, and I know he's an Israeli too. So everybody, I'm starting to see already like blurry images in the chat. And I thank you so much. I think I'm sorry for all of the questions that I didn't get to answer. As usual, I'm saying to you, write them in the comment section under this video. And maybe, not maybe, definitely if you're going to write me a comment, I'm going to answer. And I wish I had more strength to go for another half an hour. But I'm going to start eating my hand in about a minute. I'm super hungry. And it's already after midnight here. And tomorrow is going to be a big day. I want to work tomorrow on the video of all of the unanswered questions. So, thank you, everybody. I don't want to say like goodbye because it's kind of already goodbye for the whole Severance. But I think we're going to get a couple of more chances to talk. We're going to have I'm planning right now. Let me tell you what I'm planning. I'm planning the video of all of the unanswered questions. I'm planning the video of the history of Lumon, Severance. Like I want to start with Kier, Egan, and finish with the end of season 2. Like make a video that's basically like, you know, a history retelling, like a chronological sequence of events. And what else? I have it here. I want to make the severance process explained. You already have seen like half of this video in my final episode review, but I didn't touch the whole brainwaves. Basically, what you've seen from Melissa, this is almost 90% of what I'm going to put there. Just the explanation from neurological view. And I also want to make a video like the setup for season 3. What can we expect from setup season 3? And I also thinking, even though those kind of videos are not exactly popular on my channel, but maybe making a tier list of all of the episodes for season 2, like the S tier, A tier, B tier, like what I think were the best episodes and what episodes were just a bit less, even though they're still great. So those are the ideas for Severance right now. And sometimes while I'm working on something, new ideas come up. So yeah, meanwhile, until we wait for the next TV show, I think there's still enough for me to work on. And hopefully I'm going to see you there watching, writing comments. I don't know. I also have an idea. Maybe we should sometimes get together, just probably not in the same numbers, but you know, just live stream when we talk and discuss different TV shows, what everybody's watching, not very specific about, you know, like Severance specific, but more just, you know, just to get together. I was not joking, like everybody in my area, like people around me, like my friends, if I'm gonna tell them about my theories about Severance, their reaction is gonna be exactly like Helena, like, God, why are you so fucking weird? So it's nice once a week or once 2 weeks just to get together with people that think alike, that enjoy the same things that I enjoy, and just talk about something. So maybe it's something that can be also done. Maybe, like, I don't know, every Saturday or something like this. Especially between TV shows when there's not that much to discuss. So yeah, just an idea and maybe something that I will do too. So thank you so much. Have a good day, have a good night, have a good morning, wherever you are. Thank you for being here with me. Need for Cognition Live, exactly. So yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.